I have lived this Tuesday 23 times. The first time, I burned my toast. The second time, I found my neighbor's dog dead on the lawn. By the 10th time, the dog was not a dog anymore. By the 20th, I am not sure I am me anymore. But every single morning, without fail, the alarm goes off at 7:04. And it starts again. The first time, I thought it was a coincidence. 7:04. The alarm. The coffee. Burnt toast. I scraped the black off into the sink and didn't think about it. I walked to work, same route as always, past the pharmacy with the broken neon sign and the old couple who sat on their porch and just watched. Never going inside. Just watching. At work, my co-worker Dana spilled her green tea on the keyboard. She laughed. I laughed. I handed her paper towels. Normal. Fine. I went home, made pasta, watched half a show I'd already seen, and fell asleep with the TV on. Then 7:04. The alarm again. I remember thinking, déjà vu. I burned the toast again. By the fourth loop, I had stopped eating the toast entirely. I knew it would burn. I stood in the kitchen just watching it happen. 7-11 every single time, that exact moment, and something about that precision made my stomach drop in a way I couldn't explain. On the walk to work, I passed the old couple on the porch. I gave them my usual glance. But this time the woman turned her head and looked directly back at me. Not the way people look at you in passing. The way a security camera tracks movement. Slow. Mechanical. Patient. I kept walking. My neck prickled the rest of the way. At work, Dana spilled the tea at the exact second I anticipated. I already had the paper towels in my hand before she even looked up. She stared at me. Her smile did something strange at the edges. "How did you know?" "Lucky guess," I said. She pulled out a notebook I had never seen her carry before. She wrote something down. She did not look back at me for the rest of the day. That night I couldn't sleep. Not because anything terrible had happened. Because something was beginning to almost happen. And that, I was learning, is so much worse. On the 8th loop I tried a different route. Down Calloway Street instead of Maple. Past the post office, away from the pharmacy. Away from the old couple. They were on Calloway Street. Different house. Different porch. Same chairs. Same woman. Same slow rotation of the head as I passed. I ran the last 4 blocks to work. Dana was standing at the door holding paper towels. She had not spilled the tea yet. She was smiling at the entrance, waiting, like she had been told exactly when I would arrive. "You're 2 minutes late today," she said. Different route. She could not know that. She had no way to know that. I called in sick and went home and sat on my bed and waited for the day to reset. It did. 7:04. Alarm. Toast. Beginning again. The 11th time I woke up, my bedroom door was on the wrong wall. Not dramatically. Not like a horror movie. Just a foot to the left. Same door, same scratched handle, same crack near the bottom. Just slightly, quietly moved. I stood staring at it for a long time. Then I opened it, and the hallway was perfectly normal on the other side. But I could not stop thinking about that foot. I checked my phone. Same date. Same Tuesday. Bank notification at 7:09. Weather app. Cloudy. 61 degrees. Everything identical. Except above the toothpaste smear on my bathroom mirror, written in steam that had no reason to be there because I had not yet showered, someone had written, "You looked different this morning." I sat on the bathroom floor until the day reset. I called my mother on the 14th loop. I needed a voice I trusted, a voice from outside of whatever this was. She picked up on the first ring. She always picks up on the third. I knew you'd call, she said. Mom, something is wrong. Something is really wrong, and I don't know how to. You always say that on the 14th one. The call dropped. I drove to her house and knocked until my knuckles split open. The neighbor answered instead. She looked at me with a specific kind of tired patience, the kind people have when they've had to say something painful many times before. There's no one there, honey, she said. That house has been empty for 6 years. On the 17th loop, there was a notebook in my bedside drawer that I had never bought. Small, black, spiral-bound. The cover worn like it had been opened and closed hundreds of times. Inside, my handwriting, shaky in some places and disturbingly calm in others. Every loop, documented. Details I remembered and some I didn't. Things I had apparently tried and forgotten. Loop 6, skipped the toast. Loop 9, screamed at the old couple, they did not react. Loop 12, tried to leave the city, car stalled at the exact same intersection every time, highway entrance ramp, 8:33 a.m. At the bottom of the last written page, a note. Different handwriting, still mine, but slanted hard to the right. Letters pressed deep into the paper like whoever wrote it was gripping the pen too tight. Don't go to the bathroom on loop 18. Don't look in the mirror. Just don't. I read it 3 times. My hands were completely steady, which frightened me more than shaking would have. Steadiness felt like something leaving me, like the part of my brain that knew how to be afraid had quietly given up. I looked. Of course I looked. You would have too. In the mirror there was a face that was almost mine. Same jaw, same tired eyes, same scar on my chin from when I was 8 and fell off a bike. But the face was not moving when I moved. It just watched me from behind the glass with a patience that made me want to stop existing. I touched the mirror with my fingertips. It pressed back first. Not mimicking. Not a reflection. It moved before I did. I backed into the wall. The face smiled. That smile was from before the loops. Before all these Tuesdays had stacked up inside me like stones. That was a smile from someone who had just arrived. Someone rested. Someone who had been waiting for a very long time and was finally done waiting. I am telling you this on the 23rd loop, and I am very calm. I have stopped going to work, stopped calling my mother, stopped fighting the route, the toast, the old couple, who I now understand are not watching me out of cruelty, but waiting, watching something inside me finish crossing over to wherever it is going. I have stopped looking in mirrors. But last loop, I walked past the hallway mirror, and out of the corner of my eye I saw myself moving through it, walking normally, looking forward. I was not in that hallway. I had not passed any mirror. I was in the kitchen. I was standing still. Today the alarm went off at 7:04. I sat up and said out loud, to no one, to the room, to whatever is listening, "How many times have you done this?" And the room answered, in my voice, but warmer than mine has felt in a long time, almost gentle. "You stopped counting." I didn't. I think the loops were never mine. I think I have been the detail that keeps changing, the thing that degrades a little more each cycle, the way a copy of a copy loses something each time. And whatever is in that mirror has been getting sharper, more practiced, more like me than I am. By loop 30, it will burn the toast, take the normal route, hand Dana the paper towels. It will call my mother on the 3rd ring. It will laugh the right way and sleep when it's supposed to, and no one, not one single person, will notice anything is different. The alarm goes off at 7:04. Something wakes up. It is almost certainly not me anymore.